Okay, 6:45 on Friday, January 8th, 2021. Just a quick COVID update and also reminder, just best practices. I just wanted to show this graph to change it up a little bit. As you can see here, really since the end of October to current, we've been seeing the virus is the most contagious in Vermont currently. So we need to really hunker in and continue to follow best practices so far. We're doing an excellent job with the facial coverings. Went to a couple site visits this week, so let's keep that up. Let's keep remembering our best practices, staying home when you're sick, wearing those facial coverings, staying 6 feet apart as best we can, and then really health and safety is here to guide you with any COVID related issues that you have with anything going on in your household. Feel free to give me a call so we can help you with the situation, but also try to hone in and prevent the spread throughout the organization as well. So again, here to help any way we can. Moving on to the rest of our presentation this morning on the safety side, this week's code of conduct is to act and speak supportly, or speak and act supportly of ECI as our company and of our workers. Really good one to, let's really think of it as a team. We're working together for this common goal to A, have a good day. Everyone should enjoy what they're doing, but B, work safely, go home safe and sound each day, and be proud of what they accomplish each and every day. So let's try to focus on that this week. Quick little calendar update. It's been 36 days without a recordable. We did have one first aid case this week. It was a result of failure to identify a pinch point with our hands, our fingers. Again, this is a common workplace accident, but again, let's try to remember utilizing those tools as extensions of your fingers. So don't put your hands in between a fixed object and immovable objects, because that's when pinch points occur, and that's when people have to go get their hands evaluated, x-rays or stitches, all those types of injuries that can be cumbersome and are a pain to deal with when you can't use your hand for a day or two. So let's try to identify those hazards and utilize best practices such as using our hand tools to put our hands in those situations. It's been quite a while since we talked rigging, so I kind of wanted to focus a little bit just on rigging inspection. It's a good time of year in the winter months to really kind of go through what we have. Again, a couple of my site visits this week, I did see some of our synthetic slings are looking a little ratty, so I wanted to kind of highlight this so we can take some old rigging that looks frayed and kind of compromised. So we take it out of service and replace it with new. So we got plenty of synthetic things available in the tool crib. Just give Elliot a call and he can set it aside for your pickup. I'm going to go over some of what we need to look for on each type of rigging that we have with regards to synthetic, wire, rope, chains, hooks, and shackles. That's our common components to our rigging. As you can see here in this slide here, this is our synthetics. This is what we're looking for: cuts, frayed, webbing. That's kind of our most common type of damage that you see, the frayed sling edges, abrasion, and damage a sling tag. So again, when you're looking at your synthetic things, really couple things to look for. The tag on the synthetics thing should be legible. If you can't read the tag, the working load limit of the synthetic, we should discard it and cut it up and just discharge it. Same thing with really you start seeing some of the fiber. There's a green fiber and a red fiber in synthetics. If you start seeing that red fiber in the synthetic sling, that is kind of your wear limit. You've gone over 10%, and the manufacturer's recommendation at that point in time is to take it out of service. One little trick that we do with the synthetic is don't completely throw it away. Give Elliot a call, because some of the stuff we can use for edge protection for our transportation chains as well, over 90-degree turns and stuff like that when we're chaining stuff down. So it's also good for a multi-use. So don't completely throw it away. Just make a call, and sometimes we can save it and use for edge protection. With regarding to wire rope. Wire rope is a little bit different, and the regulation on inspection is you're looking for 10 broken wires and one rope lay, or you're looking for 5 broken wires in 1 strand in 1 rope lay. So kind of a rope lay is 1 revolution around the core, and each strand you kind of follow it through, and if you see 5 in 1 strand, you take it out, or if you look at all the different strands in 1 wire rotation around the core, you need to take that wire rope out of service because it's been compromised. Again, when you tuck in wire rope, it's kind of when in doubt, we want to take it out of service. Again, you look at for crushed, as an example of a crushed wire rope. We'll need to take it out of service if it's been compromised, such as this one. If it's permanently kinked, we should be taking it out of service. And again, these types of wire rope can be used for pulling applications, but we do not want to use it, such as overhead lifting scopes. Regarding the chain inspections, we do have little gauges available in health and safety. Again, we're looking for 10% wear on our chains. It's a nice little gauge. You check each link of the chain, just making sure that the chains are working, don't have that 10% wear. You can really tell 10% wear. The next slide that I have, you can kind of see it. Looking for any stretch, bending of a link, and if it is, take it out of service. Because you can see here, here's 10% kind of wear on the outer sides here. A lot of our stuff is grade 100, so the wear capabilities, it takes us to really pull on these things to really get the wear and tear. So it's very important that you take a look at your chains as well. Look for any stretch, obligated chain links, or bent. If they're bent or compromised, again, when in doubt, let's take it out of service. Regarding our hooks, again, it's that 10%, or this is a 10-degree wear, and it's 10% on the hook itself. One of the nice reasons why we always try to maintain the safety latches in all of our hooks is because that really kind of tells us if we have a lot of wear, or if we've done a little front loading on the hook to stretch it or bend it, those safety latches won't fit in properly, and that kind of gives us a good identification on our hooks, how our hooks might be compromised or not. So it's these things are really have a long life. A lot of our chains, we kind of go through 2 or 3 a year that needed to be taken out of service, but with good care and good rigging, they should last us 10 years. So but we do have some older 4-ways out there, so it's important that we take a look at those before we put them in use. So I know we have individuals going through the rigging sheds and stuff, so it's a good time to really start looking at our stuff and making sure if there needs to be fixed or gone out for service, that we take the time to do that now. So again, looking for any wear, cracks, sharp nicks, we want to take that out of service, making sure those safety latches work properly in all of our hook rigging. And then the same thing with our shackles. Again, it's that 10% wear, making sure that the bolt threads nicely into the base of the shackle. We want to make sure that it isn't stretched, bent, or obligated or oblonged through any pulling apparatus. And usually when you see that, the pin won't even fasten into its seat. So it's really what I have for today. Let's rig safely out there. Let's focus on inspection, especially today. If you're doing any rigging today, let's take the time, do a good thorough inspection. Again, let health and safety know if anything is kind of compromised and we need to get it replaced soon. We can work with our vendors to get it replaced in a timely fashion. So that's all I have for this morning's presentation. I'll pass it over to Ken for the rest. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you, Matt. All good stuff. Okay, I think you'll be seeing my screen And actually, I didn't open the browser yet. Let me do that right now. Oops, this is not this week, that's last week. Hold on a sec. I forgot to set up like I normally do. I was on this one here. I was responding to it, and actually I'll share with you the comment I got on the email last night, or came in last night. Yeah, it came in late last night. This is from David Wheel. He's a part of the ESGR, the employer support of the Garden Reserve group for the National Guard, and he's on our email list, as are a lot of people like that, friends of the company and so on. And he said, Ken, the team is incredible with its giving. The dollars that go to the Guard Charitable Foundation will go to a great use. So I responded back and told him how proud I was of all the employees and the amount that we all gave this year. So pretty exciting there. So I'll change this over to view in browser. So there's really no announcements this week. And for the charity giving, I got to summarize here the 2020 ECI Charity Giving Program results. And congratulations on this all employee giving program. And we had the top of the list was the Vermont National Guard Charitable Foundation for $6,287. The Classic Mike Boyer Foundation, $45.69. The American Cancer Society at $43.83, and Make-A-Wish $44.33. So for a total of $19,672. It's a very impressive number. Well done, congratulations, and we're all proud of all the people and the support that all the ECI employees have given to these organizations. The amounts are different because some people, we got it set up so you can put different amounts towards different charities, or spread them whatever way you want, maybe equal across the board. But obviously, a few people have, desired to express more charity gratitude to the Vermont National Guard Charitable Foundation. So the winter reminder here is ongoing. Oh, back to the charity thing. We'll probably have some of the recipients come in the next several weeks, or maybe some video responses back from these charities here in the coming weeks for safety meeting. So we'll look forward to that. For winter reminders, again, this is the fuel treatment issue. So we've gone through it before. Just make sure that you treat the fuel and be aware that condensation in the tanks and the equipment, fuel tanks, and your transfer tank is a problem this time of year. So keep them full before the day gets cold. For ECI 2020 babies, still in 2020 babies, I had one late edition and I missed a couple, and I apologize. I feel terrible for the ones I missed. I had them in the folder that I was moving over, but for some reason, two of the poor little girls in this case didn't get brought over. So this is Lila Snow Fallon, and she was born back on February 5th. And I bet she looks a lot different now. This was the late edition here. This is Roscoe Samuel Allard. He was born on December 30th, so he was a late season baby. And then a November baby was Eleanor Beverly Burke. So we're very happy to see these young ones. We hope we'll see them working at ECI someday. And congratulations to mom and dad and everybody, and probably big brothers and sisters involved too. So for the COVID policies, nothing has really changed here, but they're available in these links. For projects, we're profiling the Wake Robin pedestrian bridge repairs. Of course, Wake Robin is a retirement community over in Shelburne off from Bostic Road, and it's quite a good little sprawling upper end retirement community. And we were contracted by the owner, by Wake Robin Retirement Community, to repair a pedestrian bridge that provides the main access to the Linden Health Center building. The bridge consists of a 2-span voided slab superstructure with a roof and facade to match the adjoining building. You can see that that person standing next to it is actually the bridge portion that it spans over, kind of a bit of a gully there down to there's a lower level of the building, which is at grade below, and so it's like a 1-story high connection to the parking lot there. Severe deterioration of the precast voided slab at the east abutment at the parking lot end was recently discovered in the fall, and the bridge was immediately closed and evaluated by Knights Consulting Engineers, and emergency installation was done for a support beam by Messier House Moving. Those are the guys who did the house that we worked on Main Street in Burlington this year. And then we did the permanent repairs. Our scope of work included temporary relocation of a pavilion type structure in the parking lot, and installation of foundation piles consisting of grouted 52 26mm hollow bar bearing in the underlying rock, construction of a reinforced concrete pile cap and a little bearing pedestal on top of that, excavation backfill, repair of the precast concrete slab, and then restoration, including replacement of disturbed concrete sidewalk and curbing, will be completed in the spring. So this was soon after the Messier, that guy above was Messier doing some inspection. We were all called in together, and they put in a beam, and that end towards the to the right is where the deterioration was. It's hard to really see, but there's a sidewalk leading up to it, and sidewalk on either side, which had to be removed for the work, and now that earth had to be excavated. So once we excavated away, we drilled in the hollow bar piles, so they're just like a tieback, only they're vertical. We used the heavier, medium heavy 52-26 bar. Here's a picture example of what we got. This is actually a bigger bar, but it's the same idea. And then you can see after the piles were drilled, we had excavated underneath there, which of course was a challenge. There was kind of a more of a pier cap type abutment on that right side that was existing. And as you'll see in a few minutes, we built a pile cap underneath there. There's a shot of down to the work area, but also shows some of the deteriorated slab work. This makes it look a little bit worse because it was chiseled back to sound concrete in that photo. So it wasn't that bad when they discovered it. It was, but it came apart pretty easy. So the pile cap was one of the most challenging aspects of the work. The structural design required a gap under the cap to prevent a frost heave problem from below. And this condition required us to build a cap on elevated forms rather than cast on grade. And the low headroom in the steel beam shoring provided by Messier also further restricted the work area. So you can see we actually put the form deck on jacks on a platform made of form plywood, and then 2x lumber spanning in both directions, and jacked them up on little small jacks to relieve it after they were poured, because there wasn't a lot of room there to lower them. And then we had to get the rebar in there, and that you see there's some 2x timber that's set up on the top of the rebar. That's actually for the pedestal that went in after. So the pedestal was a second pour, and it was a bearing for the between the two pieces of concrete, the pile cap and the voided slabs. Here's another picture of it with the rebar cage, the piles coming through. There's a steel plate. The foam there is kind of sealing for the concrete pour around the steel plate. But then you can also see in this picture that it was pretty hard to work, pretty tight. Very little work room underneath there, so kind of a challenge. And then it got done, it got poured, backfilled with stone. Hard to see too much of the new structure. It's where that piece of PVC pipe and other materials are resting. Also, we finished up for a temporary access for the residents and for the people using the health center, some coal patch in there. so that it's a smooth transition. Now it's all supported, and there also you can see the beam's been removed by Messier. So job well done, and helpful for that retirement community. From the photo archives, I found an old East Albert trestle repair back in 2010, February, a cold day it looks like out there on the trestle, and they're lifting up one of the stringers. It looks like they were probably doing, maybe it's a cap, I can't really tell, I suppose, but we were replacing either stringers or caps on this back then. So all right, well, Matt, I'll turn it back over to you. Everyone have a good, safe day out there, and check your rating this morning.
Thank you, Ken. Have a safe day, everybody.
Thanks, you too.